Beirut is a city of contradictions, basically.
It's not an easy place to live, especially for young people.
People always talk about how it once was, but I mean, there's no real proof of how it once was. I think it was just always this way, which in a way is unacceptable.
I don't think there's peace in the world, so how would there be peace in the third world?
There's chaos and disorganization and anger and hatred everywhere in the world. It's a way of looking at things that changes. I was living in New York, working like a mad woman as an architect, and I got sick, and I would get better and then relapse again, and I started practicing yoga. And within 3 weeks, I started getting much better, stronger, and I was back in business. I still had no intention of teaching, and my colleagues at work begged me, and they said, please teach us, and just informally. And so I started teaching them. And I remember the very first time that I taught a class, I walked out of class and I was tripping. I really felt the calling. I felt that I could, I've always dreamt as a kid of making a difference in the world. I had these huge dreams. And there I was in front of a system that allowed me to finally do that. Even if it meant just being able to change the consciousness of one person around me, show them a different way, my goal, would have been reached. I came back to Beirut for that purpose. I initially came back for thinking that I was going to be here for 6 months. Thought, let me take a break from New York. Every New Yorker needs that break at one point. And I thought, I'll come back to Beirut and teach for 6 months, see how it goes, and then, I'll improvise. And I've been here 7 years. People have been extremely responsive in a good way, in a very positive way. They get it, they understand. I think there's a lot of misconception about yoga, not just in this part of the world, but everywhere in the world. A lot of people think that, it's a sect, it has a strong religious connotation, but I just explain things. You say yoga is not a religion, it's a science, it's a philosophy, it's a way of being, and people respond to that because they need it.
Basically, it's a great form of physical activity, a great form of mental relaxation.
She teaches you how to apply yoga to your daily life.
And it just kind of puts everything back into place.
It forces you to deconstruct everything that everything that was sort of blindly handed down to you. Your consciousness shifts. It shifts from me to everybody else. We're all breathing the same air. And by extension, it also means that we're breathing each other. So right there is that idea of connectedness. We are connected through the breath, that inhale and exhale. It actually makes you the better version of who you are, of who you already are.